Hi everyone, my name is Charlie and today I would like to share my thoughts on Amy and Lan by Sadie Jones. Amy and Lan are our two child protagonists who live on a farm in Norfolk, I believe, and they are living an idealised life where they just roam about all day and play, apart from when they have to go to school. It's written from their perspective, and that's one of the things that I liked about this novel but also disliked about this novel. So let's get straight into it. So oftentimes with child narrators, you're told as a writer it's a bit difficult to capture that voice. But one thing that I think that Sadie Jones captured well with the voices of Amy and Lan is that spontaneity. The fact that oftentimes they aren't dwelling on things that are happening, they're just moving from one emotion or one action to the next. And so as a reader, you are searching between the lines to think about stuff. And as an adult, you're looking at things that are happening and you can recognise things that the children can't, which adds a dramatic irony to the tale. This goes on for a while. One thing that I found difficult with this book is the fact that it's set on a farm, and I think as someone from an agricultural background, I often find it difficult to read fiction books about agriculture because sometimes they do give it off as like this idealised thing. And what I liked about this book is that Sadie Jones does show some of the more grim aspects of what it means to live on a farm. I'm talking about the animals being slaughtered despite a child's love for them, and you get a very visceral scene when they are slaughtering a chicken for dinner. And I appreciated the way that Sadie Jones wrote that. Similarly, I like the way she wrote about the pigs being killed and the conflicting emotions that the children had with relation to the death of the animals that they loved. That was interesting to read and an interesting take on things, and I appreciated that. For me, one of my issues was that the voices of Amy and Lan felt as though they became indistinguishable towards the end. So if she hadn't written that it was Amy or Lan narrating at the start of each of their sections, then I would have had no idea who it was. And sometimes I was still having to go with the visual cues of, well, who are they calling Dad? Who are they calling? And that sort of thing to try and figure out which person it was. Another thing is in terms of the year in which it's set. If you weren't told that it was 2007 or 2010, then there are no cultural references to pinpoint when it is. And I would have appreciated some cultural references just to actually nail down when this story was. And I feel like they're missing, maybe because of a timeless quality or because it gets too specific. It was missing things for me. The children seem to lack character. And for me, actually saying that just about the children, a lot of the characters lacked any singular characterization. And apart from certain relationships that were going on, that was kind of all their characters were. Well, this person is this person and this person is this person, and their connections are what make them the characters and what separate them from the rest. I think that one thing that Sadie Jones does well is how selfish the children are. So they're obviously not actually thinking about the older characters and what's going on in their lives and what they might be feeling. And so the reader really has to kind of figure that out themselves. But the younger characters, these children, are able to sense some things wrong, but the parents are constantly trying to put a happy face on things, and they become a bit happy-go-lucky and smiley when the kids are around, but the children are able to recognise things aren't quite right. Indeed, at some point you get the sense that the children are just trying to pretend they haven't seen things that they've seen in order just to get on living this innocent rose-tinted lifestyle. I did like some of Sadie Jones' descriptive writing. It's just let down at points due to the lack of characterization. I don't think that the book is hugely spectacular, but I'm glad that I read it. I don't think that it's a book that I will ever return to, nor am I rushing out of my way to go and read more by Sadie Jones. Whilst there are moments of idealism when it comes to the farm, I do think that Sadie Jones has done a good job of capturing what it actually means to live on a farm. And she's captured the struggles, and not just the struggles of what it means to live on a farm, or the struggles of no longer having the social life you once had, or having everything at your fingertips. She does show the difficulties there. It felt like we were flying around aimlessly until the climax, and then everything got tied up within 50 or so pages, and then the novel ended. And I admit that I did feel a bit sad at the end, but it also felt like an inevitable end after everything that had gone on within the book. So there are definitely scenes that caused me to emote, which is very difficult considering I replaced my heart with a bread oven in 2007, but it just wasn't fully there for me yet. Either way, that was Amy and Lan by Sadie Jones. If you've read this book and would like to discuss it, then please feel free to do so in the comments. I hope that you've enjoyed this video, and until next time, that is all.